Hey, I'm JP at Retro Game Rarities. How often have you tried Sega Saturn Emulation and it was barely playable? As you may already know, the Saturn is one of the most difficult to emulate systems. Well, I found a great solution for this at under $100. With a mini PC and Batocera, emulation is a breeze. Let's get after it.
Retro Game Rarities.
Here we have an HP 600 G2 mini PC. It has an Intel 6500T quad-core i5, clocking in at 2.5 GHz, with boost up to 3.1. This G2 also has 8 GB of RAM and 128 GB SSD. There's plenty of I/O here as well, with a bunch of USB ports, VGA output, and 2 DisplayPort outputs that send 4K resolution and digital audio. This is definitely enough beef to push the Saturn to 60 frames per second. Looking on eBay, here are all sorts of recent sales in the $100 budget mark. I highly suggest finding a listing including the power supply. Here's my recipe for an emulation beast. Clearly the G2. A 128GB flash drive running Batocera x86-64, a DisplayPort to HDMI conversion cable to connect to the TV, and a game controller. I use an Xbox 360 controller. With Batocera flashed on the thumb drive, all you need to do is plug it in to the USB port on the G2 and it will boot from there. You may or may not have to change the boot order in your PC's BIOS so it boots from the USB first. I updated the Batocera build to launch directly into the Saturn game folder, since this is how I mainly use this PC. I also created custom icons for the games to match the theme instead of using the built-in art scraper. Alright, we have the FPS counter in the upper right-hand corner, and we're looking for that sweet 60. First we'll start off with Darius Gaiden. Amazing shooter. So far so good, holding at 60. This is a fantastic arcade port. It's pretty accurate compared to the arcade. Even with a lot of stuff on the screen, this HP G2 is still hitting 60, no problem. Holding steady. Here we go. Here comes the boss. Usually this is when a lot of the slowdown happens, if you have a lot of flashing on the screen. You got bombs going off here. Holding steady at 60, no problem. Always love the music in this game too. Let's move over into Bulb Slash. This is a very interesting mech
Railway
game.
Road, Sergeant First Class reporting.
We
I'm
can
here
walk
to help,
and
Chris.
fly in battle.
Launching operation. Straight ahead. Wow!
Also extremely expensive if you want to import this guy.
Nearing target. Target destroyed. Remaining 4 targets. Shield recovered. To the left. Straight ahead. To the left. Straight ahead.
This game is Dekatetsu Oyako. I'm sure I butchered that. Sorry, Japan. But Anyway, it's an amazing beat up with crazy bright sprites, large sprites, bright backgrounds, weird power-ups. You can pick up Sega Saturns for extra points. I don't know, everybody gripes on the Saturn and their transparencies. I enjoyed this this style that they're doing, where it's kind of has that dotted look to it. Got these weirdos in their rollerblades, roller skates. Some of the power-ups, you get some pretty cool stuff. Bombs, machine guns, knives, rocket launchers. There you go in the window. There's a bunch of Sega Saturns for sale. These cars are wild, extremely colorful and bright. Now we'll move into Nights into Dreams. Always a classic. The music is so entrancing in this game. This is actually why I dig the Saturn. This game itself, couldn't get it on any other system, and I always thought that this was pretty slick. Super colorful, very different than any of the games at the time. Now I'll move on to Sega Rally Championship.
Sega Rally Championship.
This is a harder to emulate game. You usually end up getting massive FPS drops, but this isn't too bad at all. The frames here and there. And of course you gotta go with the Celica GT4. And I'm awful at this game. Never really played this one.
3, 2,
but I enjoy
1,
it.
Go! Easy right. Easy left. Easy right. Over jump. Easy right. Long, medium right.
There you go, no stuttering. Hold it steady at 60.
Easy right.
Bar runs, no problem.
Over jump. Easy left. Easy Easy left, easy right. Very long, easy right, maybe. Finish!
Last one we'll look at is Thunder Force 5. Another shooter. It's an interesting 3D shooter. 3D, 2D. I don't know. Enemies come out of the background. There you go, there's a little dip right there. Down to 56. Not bad. Yeah, this game's dipping a little bit. Not terrible. Totally playable.
To wrap up, this mini PC is an emulation beast, and at a solid price point of under $100 pre-owned. If you're looking for a machine to run Sega Saturn, this is definitely it. There were some dips in FPS here and there, but you wouldn't notice with the counter off. Overall, excellent performance. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you want to see anything else tested on this system. Again, I'm JP at Retro Game Rarities. Thanks for watching.